So I'm Johnny Scott from Cold to Sold and Black House Marketing, and I'm here with Daryl, and he has been with us doing our YouTube seller campaign. He's been live. I would say, what is this? The seventh, eighth day, Daryl?
Today's day 7.
Okay, today is day 7 of the campaign, right? So in
Yes.
7 days, um, what has been your experience? What are your results so far in 7 days?
By day 1, I had received a lead. Wasn't a great lead. Actually, it was pretty bad. By day 4, it was a good lead. A young lady called. I reached out to this woman. I had a few questions. She was under contract very quickly for the first listing on day 4, even though we had discussed 6 to 8 weeks before I would get one. While we were up there, she liked us. She told us she's also a cash buyer. She needs to move somewhere, obviously. So not only did we get a listing, we are taking her out tomorrow, which will be day 8 for her to buy. Since she's disabled, she said we have to pick just a few places because I can't do a lot of walking. She only has a few weeks before we're going to get this closed. So I now will have a listing and a sale. And then today I got another lead and I called up, and woman's in her mid 80s, and she said, I need you to sell my lot as soon as you can. So by day 7, I have 2 listings, and tomorrow I'll have on day 8, I'll have 2 listings and a sale.
Yeah. And I laugh, and it's like, but we talked about this in the call. Everybody wants to rely. We have a good ISA team. I do like our ISA team, but I try to tell people you will have better response and better results if you actually pick up the phone and call the leads with us. And Daryl, I mean, quite frankly, I mean, you've only been live a week. You talked to the leads, didn't you? You called these numbers.
Absolutely. You're not going to magically get a contract signed or get them to agree if you're not getting on the phone with them and either speaking to them over the phone or in person. Today's just happened to be a deal over the phone. I haven't left my house today and I got the deal signed, sealed, and delivered.
Yeah, and it's so funny to me. It's like, because we do live transfers, we do booked phone appointments, you do get them throughout 3 months in a smaller amount of number, especially with all the spam filters that block these phone numbers that all the call centers call from, which are computer generated numbers, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, when you call from your cell phone, everybody should know this. It's not blocked typically because you have a real cell phone, right? Um,
Mhm.
and I try to explain this to the young agents on these calls, but a lot of them, they just wait. They get the leads in, they don't talk to them at all. So wouldn't you say that, honestly, Daryl, that alone is a big mistake?
That's a huge mistake. Yeah, the first time that I got the lead, I did not handle it correctly, at least according to what I believe needed to be done. I went back, I analyzed what I did. The second one, I said, okay, I definitely wasn't prepared for the phone call again. I sat down, I analyzed everything. By day 4, I had 2 of them, and I got the first one signed, and that was my first listing. And a lot of them are going to say, I'm already working with a realtor. I have a realtor. You have a realtor, you wouldn't have been interested, and you wouldn't be really looking at this. If you had a realtor, you wouldn't have talked to me. And if you really had a realtor, you wouldn't have signed the contract, and let's move forward with selling it and buying from me in the same week.
And that's a great point, Daryl. I think that that's one that is like really funny to me, because as sales professionals in every industry, even real estate, I think when people say, oh, I have an agent, or my brother's an agent, or my aunt's an agent, or whatever else, a lot of that is a smoke screen, especially if you know that they went and looked at Google, which is what our campaign is about. They went to Google. They
Mhm.
searched to sell their house first on Google with no ad prompting. And then they see our ad on YouTube based on the fact that they searched Google to sell their house. That's like when we walk into a car dealership and you tell the car dealer, I've done it myself because I'm a sales professional. Walked in the Honda dealership many a times and said, yeah, I'm really not interested in buying right now. I just want to look. And at the end of the day, I'm arguing with the finance manager to get the leather seats I want and everything. And I'm walking out with a brand new car.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's the sales guy. What's funny is, in that call, when I went to that dealership, the guy who came up to me first, I told him I didn't want to buy, I just looking. He never came back. Another kid came, she said, oh, that's fine. You're just looking. Sure. What do you want to look at? Then he came and handed me the keys and said, why don't you just go relax and take a drive? I ended up buying the car because you know what? I didn't want to feel pressured because I'm a sales guy. And I feel it's the same with leads. You can't expect a lead just to instantly tell you, oh, I'm ready to sell right now. Or I don't have an agent. I think that some of these people, it's a real good defense mechanism, right, Daryl?
It absolutely is a defense mechanism. A lot of times, they're looking for someone to call up that knows everything about them. And when I call up, I know everything by the time I pick up that phone. I get the lead. I have 3 to 5 minutes at most to do my homework. Doesn't matter what I'm doing, where I'm at. I have 3 to 5 minutes to do my homework on this person and to call them. If I can't get them then, I know it says to call once a day the first 5 to 7 days. I call every day and I call 3, 4 times a day. I call using your software and then I call using my phone. I try
so
at
you're
least
going back
twice.
and forth. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I love
So
that.
I'm documenting it. And if you look in your software, I'm also putting notes in there. And then I'm moving them also over to my own CRM. And I have both of them going at the same time with the same lead. And if you're one of those that believe it's a numbers game, why wouldn't you be calling? If you're one of those that believe that you're just going to text and email your way into a contract, it's just not going to happen. Occasionally, yes, I've got a few of them, that would respond to me. But on the whole, you're looking at, I need to get them on the phone.
And so, lastly, to sign off here for this first meeting, because I know we're going to have more, man. I just know it. To have this feeling we're probably going to have more because you're only a week in, 8 days in, 2 listings and a buy client tomorrow from the leads. From your perspective, right? If you're working these leads, is it worth signing up for a service like this? When the leads are coming from search history, they're searching. We all go to things that in our lives are important to us to search on Google. And I feel like, if I just liked a page on Facebook, there's a huge difference, isn't there? I just liked a page
Absolutely.
5 years ago, or I'm searching all night about listing my house, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
the problem is most people don't follow up. If signing up is great, but if you don't do the work and you don't follow up, you don't try to get somebody on the phone, you're not going to get a contract. If you're looking for contracts, you need to do something for the contract, something.
So I love your answer there. So in reality, like we all know as sales professionals, right? If you don't put effort into good leads, even if you get good leads, not everybody's going to be a good lead. That's cold lead gen, right? We just have to be okay with that. And we have to keep working, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.